Hi, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, from the St. Louis Park Rec Center. It is the Benilde St. Margaret's Red Knights and the Armstrong Cooper Wings in a matchup between the Red Knights, who are 3-2-1 entering this one. And admittedly so, Bart, probably not playing at the level they think they can and should, and are looking to find their way as they kind of move into a tough part of the schedule here. And they've got a team here with the Wings that have been pretty formidable along the way as well.
Yeah, Kings are coming off dropping 2-1 at Gentry Academy, the other one to Elk River, but looking to get back on the winning ways. But Pete, as far as Benilde St. Margaret's, I don't think we've even scratched the surface of the potential of this team yet. They haven't really played the hockey. Maybe we're guilty of our own expectations, but this team has a very high ceiling, and they aren't even close to that right now. They played some good hockey in spurts, but I think consistency is something that I think they're going to be striving for. And today is going to be a really good test for them. And I think that we're going to see a little bit better edition of the Benilde St. Margaret Red Knights. But this Wings team, they're big, they can skate, they have some players that can play, they have a goaltender that can stop the puck. So it should be a good game. I look for
couple of shake-ups on the lines for the Red Knights. They've got Bassan centering Messenberg now, who moved from the center position, with Marshall on the right wing side. So we'll see how the Red Knights do. We're simplifying things per our podcast. It on goal, and a redirect there. Big opportunity out of the box for Bassan as Messenberg was there. Nice job by Messenberg to cut that one off to the corner. He turns away from traffic, looks up to the blue line. There's Bassan into the pads right away. Nice start there for the Red Knights. A lot of tempo.
Well, a lot of tempo, a lot of energy, good puck control, and it's Owen Reevy, the junior goaltender for the Wings, made a nice save just outside the blue. He's going to be challenged often tonight, I'm sure, but a real good start for Coach Pauly. A lot of energy on that first unit.
Well, that's the start they want to have, and sometimes when you juggle the lines, you get guys that have been together in the past, get some familiarity there, and then off you go.
Creates a spark.
Body thrown there. Now it's going to be picked up by Battersher up at the center ice area. And the Wings will control defensively with Axel. Cross center. Carson Limesand gets the start and goal for the Red Knights. And it's going to be Owen Reeve in goal for the Wings of Armstrong Cooper. That's too far for Marshall. Getting toward the end of this shift for the Red Knights first unit. And we'll switch the forwards now as Bischel and Warner will step out with Will Thompson.
Well, P, one thing I'm going to be looking for today is just the spacing of this Benilde team and how they come through the neutral zone. If they can get through the neutral zone with possession and speed, that means generally they're getting out of their zone pretty efficiently. But spacing is a key, and getting your shots on goal is something that I think that is going to be a focus today.
Out of the lineup today, now they have two defensemen. Icing will be your call. Tristan Sarsland is out with an undisclosed issue. We'll leave it at that. Ailment, if you will.
He's been one of their better players
Absolutely.
So far early in this season. They're already without sophomore defenseman Brady Yakish. So some challenges for Coach Pauly, but it's next man up and gives an opportunity to somebody else to show their wares, earn the coach's confidence.
I was going to add to that mix. You've got two of their top, I would say, arguable four defensemen in Yakish and Sarsland being out of the lineup.
Yeah.
Here comes Thompson now across the line as he's brought down on the play. That was Tuchtenhagen. Jack Tuchtenhagen got into him there. You got to watch out for Jack Campion, though. 15 points on the season already, Bart.
Yeah, in fact,
assists.
And he's not alone. I mean, Ben Anderson, a returnee senior as well, 5 goals, 8 assists, 13 points. And Battersher, as you said, 5, 7, and 12 is his line. Couple power play goals, but they have some players up front that can put the puck in the net. I think the onus really is going to be on the defense today and how they're going to defend against. So it looks like an inspired Red Knight team. I'm glad I'm not alone.
Wow, Bart Archer chirping the public address
God,
announcer.
is it going to be like this all day today, P. Wagner? You're looking for vulnerabilities, and I'm probably going to supply you with many of them.
My favorite part was how you worked the anger package on your way in.
Oh.
There's a stick save.
Thanks for picking that scab.
But you were going to go to Target, and you pulled into the parking lot over here on 36, and there was no room at the inn.
No, I think I made a good educated decision on that one.
I can only imagine how many carts would be bumping into your Achilles tendons, and it's just not good.
Colorful commentary is what I provide there.
Callahan across to the wing. Now it's Messenberg, knocked off his stick by Joe Campion, the senior, as they'll play this one to an open wing and send that the length of the ice, do the Wings. That was Joe Potter on the play. Off the ice he goes. And now it's going to be picked up by Schweitzer. That afternoon sun is shining in now over the what would be the north side of the facility. You can see it. It's kind of a cool vibe in here on the afternoon tilts.
I like the natural lighting.
Absolutely. Looks real good on the screen.
In the summer, it gets a little warm in here, I will say that.
Marshall has it. Protects the puck and leaves for Schweitzer. Over to Callahan. Back down low. There's a quick one-timer from the left circle by Marshall that doesn't get through. Now Bassan plays that through. It deflects away. And turning and swatting that to the line and not out. Oh, they're going to say it was out.
Wow. Well, Schweitzer did a nice job of actually blocking that. It's unfortunate that his efforts all go for naught as it was offside, but a really aggressive clear by this Wings team. Just 45 seconds left in the penalty to Tuchtenhagen.
Couldn't quite tell if our guy Todd Grover captured that or not. The best cameraman in the business. Somebody's got to be, right?
Well, Todd's very worthy of that praise.
Absolutely. No doubt about it.
Plus, he's a pretty good guy, too.
He is one of the good guys in all of production or life. How's that?
I'll go with that.
Loves Mike Portnoy, the drummer, though. Talks about him incessantly.
Man crush.
Oh, my word. It's like, wow, Todd. Puck back into the center ice area. For you music buffs, you know what I'm talking about. Schweitzer has it as he turns up ice as he's watched on the play by Matt Campion. And now the puck is back in Wings territory as Axtell tries to play it off the boards as Teddy Campion is there. Now from the left wing side across the line is Jack Potter. That misses the mark. Mortensen is there. Potter bothers him. And Ellings will take over. He'll be centering this line now. Will be Grant Ellings along with Cooper Gay and Jonah Mortensen. So they shook up quite a few combos here in the early going as the Red Knights are trying to find the right flow and offensive identity. Ellings gets away from that would-be check, and he plays that one through. I like the idea of putting Ellings in the middle. A lot of zone responsibility, both ends for him, as he's going to play this one deep. Ben Thompson is there as this will be played back through. Bischel watches the play there as it's going to be turned back up ice. That's Ben Anderson, left wing. That misses the mark for Jack Potter. And the Red Knights will shovel this high in the air off the boards on the near side. Turning and playing that one in for the Wings was Mike Burns as Limesand sets up for Foley. Foley looks for Warner. Bischel will take over. This line had a terrific game the other night. Oh, that's a nice check there. Potter running into a brick wall was Bischel, and his stick felt the brunt of that, as did the midsection.
And Bischel's going off the ice.
I think he got the old wind knocked out of him there. Impaled by his own stick. Schweitzer cross to the left wing side. Thompson to the drop pass. Logan Like now back in behind the net. He's watched on the play by Campion. That's Joe Campion, who will look to fight the battle. Stick laying right there off the side of the cage. Up high to the line it goes. Schweitzer winds. Nope. Pass over left side. Nice feed. Scores!
Oh, boy.
What a gorgeous feed by Schweitzer. That is how it's done right there, folks.
Well, he did check up. In fact, Schweitzer had all indications to put that shot on goal, and he saw Charlie Warner sitting over by that left dot all alone, weak side in the Ovechkin area, and he just put it a shallow angle, a puck right through the net. You have to feel bad for Reeve. He did everything he could to keep the puck out of the net, but that's got to give this Red Knight team some positives to kind of build on, but really a nice vision by Schweitzer on that one. Nice finish by Warner.
Bart, the Ovechkin area. That is impressive. That's about the most descriptive you could get for his scoring area in the offensive zone for the right-handed shot.
I blush.
Well done.
I blush.
Northrop, Marshall. See, I've got a compliment in me every once in a while.
Mark it on your calendars, folks. I don't give them many opportunities, I guess.
No, it was really, really good. I like it. Bassan, how many goals do you think that guy has tallied, Ovechkin, from that area? I mean, and the funny part is you know he's there.
Yeah. Indefensible in some cases. Probably
it's wild.
400.
Yeah. 4 of his however many. Callahan to the left wing side. Marshall waits for it on the right point. He's going to zing that one back in and around. Here comes Bassan to cut that off. Thought he saw Messenberg, but there was a player up in the high slider and Brandon Northrop to play that one.
Boy, they had
Now
numbers.
Battersher back in behind the net. Messenberg chops it to center. Waiting on that one was Ellings as he's going to be stopped on the play by Matt Campion. Big frame back there on the blue line for these Wings. Campia to the line, but not out. Ellings, another number 17, takes over. Schweitzer backdoor feed, looking for Gay. Cooper Gay with it. Back up to the line. That's shot in on goal. That's blocked away over the top of the goal and off the glass. Schweitzer in on goal, and a nice save again. Turned aside by Reeve. Played back down the left wing board. Staying on it is Mortensen. Big, strong offensive force. He and Gay, very similar players in front. There's Gay with a great chance. And we stay 1-0 in favor of the Wings after that big save by Reeve.
Well, and defenseman Mike Burns for this Wings team was without a stick, so kind of a mini power player. Mortensen did a nice job of walking behind the goal line and then putting it back out front to Gay. Nice quick redirect, but Reeve had it covered up quite well. Face off to his left. 10:18 left in the first period, but nilled up by 1.
The junior goaltender, 3.46 on the season with an .827 save percentage. Oh, that one's knocked away there by the stick. Out of the zone they go with it. On that puck was Jack Potter. Now it's going to be Gay. If he hurries, Callahan tries to step up in the play. Oh, inside out. Nice move. Callahan with a shot. And Reeves stacks the pad going old school. Down on the play, behind the play for the Red Knights is Ellings. Not sure what happened there, but he finally works his way to the bench.
Well, he got tangled up with one of the Wings coming into the zone, and they felt a little awkward. And he was very slow to get up. In fact, he spent probably 10 seconds on his knees hoping for a whistle, but there was a good scoring opportunity by Benilde St. Margaret's, and Reeve did a nice job of keeping the puck out of the net. Hopefully we'll see him back very shortly. Very pivotal member to the success of this Red Knight team.
Hello to Chuck Wilson from Sun Prairie watching on.
Hello, Chuck.
Guy and Christy from Florida are on board with us. Ryan and
Awesome.
Julia Conley from California.
Awesome.
Watching Asher,
Thank you
who
for
I
being
got
with
to
us.
see through the Edina program when he jumped on board a few years back. Here he is now at Benilde St. Margaret. So great to have you on board. Asher had himself a nice game. There he is. Speak of the devil. Plays this one out of the corner. Can I say that?
Sure.
Oh, we're talking to Catholic school here. That's a bad attempt at a bad joke. Back off the boards it goes. Ben Anderson is there on the bad part. Woodford, ooh, look out. Got a couple of mitts near the ear hole by Ben Anderson. And you mentioned, Bart, about the size of this Wings team. They've got some big, big drinks out there. You know, they're not overly thick, so they have the nimble ability to work on the front end of the puck offensively.
They got some quick hands.
Our own John Sands is back in the control room, editing the highlight clips for you on YouTube, packaging them up for us. Appreciate that. Watching the Army-Navy game.
Offside.
Offside at the line.
Well, it was Geertsen that snuck in just a tad early, but that was a nice challenge at the blue line by the Wings. Really forced a cut on that one to put Geertsen in just a tick over. But 8:57, just 3 ticks under 9 minutes to go in this first period. I think the Wings have kind of weathered the first part of this storm. The first 8 minutes, they've given up 1 goal, and it was a really nice goal. Other than that, they played pretty solid and pretty responsible in their own zone. But they are defending with purpose. They just need to get a little bit more offensive zone time. That's the one thing that's been lacking so far, is just some continuity through the neutral zone with possession and putting some pressure on Carson Limesand.
8:57 to go in period number 1. Discussion over at the bench area there. Do you have a referee with a problem? They're going 2-man crew right now. Looks like they have to fix something, or he maybe got a little cut.
Is that a rap band?
What?
2-man crew? Sorry.
Oh.
Poor
Boy, what are you
attempt.
trying to match
Now we're
me?
even.
Trying to match me in front, and a big chance there by Austin Keebleback, the senior, as that one was turned aside.
Boy, he almost finished that too.
Warner went off a pair of shins there. That was Haugen on the play. And now it's the Wings to center. Schweitzer, their big collision off the end boards. And you know, when you hear that, Bischel is most likely involved.
Yeah, and Bischel's going off the ice after that hit too. He was the one that went off a little gingerly before, and after that hit,
in a row.
Yeah. Pace
now
yourself, young man.
Foley looking for Bassan. Ahead they go now across the line. That was Teddy Campy in there. Now it's going to be Bassan back up ice. Bassan protects on the off wing. Plays from the corner. Looks toward the slot area as he's bumped on the play. Good defensive posture there. That's Potter with it. Joe Potter, the defenseman. Jack Potter, the forward. And what do we have, like 20 Campions on this team?
4.
Well, you get the bit.
He's like traffic.
Callahan thought he was a player. Marshall looks to work and create back in behind the net as he was forced wide by Joe Potter. Now they'll play up to the line, held in by Ben Thompson. Reaching for that one is Marshall. And out of the zone come the Wings as they look to transition. Nice stick check there off Northrup. That turned in by Callahan, now across the line. James Callahan pulls it, shoots it. That's deflected away by Joe Potter as he'll work to help out off the end boards as Messenberg with a great position there. Try to force that one up to Callahan on the left side. That fails to click. The puck will roll as Callahan slings the rolling puck to Schweitzer. Quickly under control as Marshall handled that momentarily. It's off his stick. Now Foley comes away with it. Schweitzer back over for Foley. Foley up ice, headed off to Georgetown to play lacrosse. I mean, what an opportunity there.
Wow.
That's big time. We're talking that Big East, that's where they do it. They don't mess around there.
No, congratulations to that young man. Kind of a weak shot by Schweitzer from top of the right circle. Easy for Reeve to negotiate that one. Held onto it. Faceoff's going to be to his left. 6:43 now remaining in this first period. Benilde St. Margaret still up by one, but putting some heat on.
Every time I hear the Foo Fighters, it puts me in a good mood.
Well, then let's play them all morning long. I tried to cheer myself up by listening to 107.9, the little Christmas carol.
Oh, I can't. It just that because that's been going for about 2 months, just starts to wear you down.
Well, after my drive here, I needed something. I thought that might help.
Well, that wasn't
didn't
working,
help much.
was it?
No, it didn't help much.
At the line, nice job there. Little nifty move in on goal. That's Limesand to make the save.
And that was Matt Campion that took that shot. Nice dangle around the Benilde St. Margaret forward. Put a good shot on. Right dot. Low shot. Limesand covered that area up and held on to that one. Face up to his right. Now we're just over 6 minutes. But some offensive zone time perhaps for this Wings team. It all starts at the faceoff dot. If they can win this and put some pressure on Carson Limesand, that'll have to give them a little bit of confidence. That's the only thing really missing right now. They're defending well. They're playing with enthusiasm. They just have to get some offensive chances.
Ben and Will Thompson both out on the ice here tonight. They're the first brother tandem to be on the ice at the same time since, remember this, Johnny and Nick Austin.
Absolutely.
Back in the day when they manned the blue line together. So here they are shifting as a D-man and a winger. Of course, Will the senior, Ben the sophomore.
That's part of the charm of high school hockey.
In on goal as Limesand makes the save.
That was a good turn and fire, and that one was by Ben Anderson. He just turned and put it on net, hoping for maybe a second chance opportunity, but Limesand doesn't afford those too many times. Held on to that one as well.
Now Bishop will take the draw against Joe Campion. Campion wanted to go through the legs. Schweitzer on it now. Plays that one ahead. Push through as it's going to be Warnert looking to come back over as Foley bumps that off the boards. Will Thompson. Thompson, this line is not afraid to throw the leather. Regroup now back in their own zone. That was Jack Potter. Schweitzer will race this one down. He has points in all 7 games now, including a pair of 2-point efforts.
Boy, Charlie Bishop can't catch a break. He finally got out on the ice and the stick broke, so he had to go back and sit on the bench.
Ellings loads up, shoots, trickles just wide.
Good save by Reeve.
Ellings with an opportunity there. Reeve with a terrific save. And now it's Callahan with it.
I'll go with Reeve, but they announced it Reeve. That's why I adjusted. That's why. So I have a method of my madness.
Why don't you go ask her down there?
I bugged her enough.
I've never seen that pronounced Reeve in my career.
Neither have I, but that's how they pronounced it in the introduction, so that I kind of
I'm
readjusted.
looking down at the box. When I heard him announce Tuchtenhagen,
yeah,
I'm going with Reeve.
Okay, fair
Wide
enough.
of the mark.
I'm riding with you on this
one. I don't
one.
think we were walking up the stands getting the pronunciation guide out. That's just when I'm, unlike you, which did a terrific job on something called Wagoner.
Wagoneer? What?
Yeah, I get that. Where does that extra E come from?
I don't know.
Callahan, loses the handle. Keeble back. Now
I know it costs money on Wheel of Fortune.
Now back at center. Here they come out of the zone. Ellings has had a lot of jump in his step today. It's the best I've seen him play in about 3 or 4 games.
Well, it's good to see him back out on the ice after what transpired earlier. But, yeah, he's got the Jets firing tonight. But good quick shifts by Benilde St. Margaret's. They're keeping the fresh legs out there. 3:41 left in the first period, Pete.
Little piece of news for you here is Ken Pauley needs 5 more wins going into today to pick up his 500th on the year. 495, 250, and 33 is in his 30th season. By the way, he's 451, 219, and 26th in 27 seasons here at Benilde St. Margaret's. By the way, he'll coach his 700th game on December 26th.
Wow.
Right here at the Rec Center against the Fire of Holy Family Catholic, and that'll be in the Tradition in the Park Holiday Classic, flipped up and out of play. So congratulations to the coaching legend with 3 state championships underneath his belt as well.
Absolutely, and look at who we covered the other night. I mean, Lee Smith, then you have Kurt Giles, you have Sean Goldsworth. I mean, the list of coaches that we get the privilege of covering is pretty impressive.
Thanks for the tee up, because Lee Smith is 491, 202, and 36th in his 27th season at Eden Prairie. So with that, he's both on his way. I'm doing a little piece on the 2 of them. Good friends. Oh, and a backdoor for Messenberg. Couldn't pull the trigger. Marshall is there. Messenberg to help out as well. And ahead they go. Here come the Wings back up through center ice. John was on that one. Of course, his dad, Todd, used to man the helm here with the then Armstrong Falcons. Messenberg, he had an opportunity to shoot one unselfish. Look for Callahan, who was surrounded by a couple of Wings player. Left wing side. They dusted it off. Maybe a little extra time for the goaltender to get set up, something that Ken Pauley and I talked about in the podcast.
That was a really good save, though.
Indeed it was. Battersher with it. Plays this one through for Schweitzer. Rink wide for Callahan. From center to Marshall. Deflects in. That's off the stick of the defense, and Mike Burns. They'll bump the boards, and here come the Wings to the near side with Jack Potter. Chopped away from him by Callahan. Potter has the oncoming Jack Campion, who misses the mark. Now Will Thompson is there. Stick down on Ben Anderson, but he muscles it to the corner anyway. Ben Anderson turned aside by Limesand. Here comes Schweitzer. Now Bischel. Up ice he goes. Now Will Thompson with it. Will Thompson inside out to the backhand. A nice save by Reeve once again. Up high they go with Foley. Stick handles through traffic. And Thompson was in deep, and that pass went behind him. Now it's Ben Thompson with it. He turns up ice from center. They're going to call that good. Good to see our linesman is healthy and has been nursed back into the game.
I think it was an equipment malfunction.
Okay, either way, Jack Campion. Good to see he's been brought back in the game.
Right.
As it's handled by Jack Potter. Turned over. Will Thompson hooked up on the play. We play on. I love it. Let him play. Played back in behind for Bischel. 1:12 to go in the period. Fast-moving first stanza here from the Rec Center. Ben Thompson leaves it back over for Warner in front. Oh, and there's another save. I think Reeve might have gotten a piece of that bid from Gay. No ice on the play, as it's going to be Ben Thompson to retrieve in his own zone with 54 to go. Ben Thompson looks up ice to the right wing for Bischel. Nice job to gather. Foley reaches over. He's going to be watched on the play by Battersher. Now it's going to be Bischel. He takes over, up for Gay to the right wing. Ellings crosses over to the right, Mortensen rather to the right. Mortensen now down low as he's watched and turned by Joe Potter. Whoa, and Gay has stood up right there, right off the side of that. Still works. Scores! Oh my word, a power forward's goal. He gets stood up and stopped in his tracks. Cooper Gay keeps going. There it is, stood up. And then he'll just stay with it and force that through the 5-hole. 29.9 seconds to go, and it's 2-0.
Yeah, and I think it was defenseman or forward Noah Wiesjohn that was back, and he interrupted Cooper Gay's drive. Gay got back up and redirected it. Kind of an ugly goal, but it's a line drive in the box score. It still counts, but nice way to finish the period for Benilde St. Margaret's. And if you're the Wings, get back to business, get back to doing what you're doing. But big goal for Benilde.
I'll tell you what, Gay paid the price to score
yes,
that goal.
Did.
Left wing side, and that's offside at the line with 23.9 showing on the clock, Bart. For Gay, that's goal number 3 and point number 6.
Well, he's just one of those players you kind of take for granted. He has a great skill set. He's a big young man, but he can skate. A lot of determination on that one, but took a bump, got back up, made a play, finished a play as well, but just 24 seconds left, face off just outside the wing zone.
Face off to center ice. Now it's Schweitzer. Up ice he goes. He's bothered on the play. as the Wings will play this one through. I'd like to remind you that tonight's coverage is presented by Fortis Academy. Josh Levine, that's fortisacademy.com. They do the full training package, a lot of just helping create athletes. The former Red Knight, of course, Ken Pauley had great things to say on it. Check it out at Pauley's podcast. You can get that on Apple and pretty much every other podcast provider, Spotify as well. A good period for the Red Knights. Scoreboard reads 2-0 for them as they really worked hard to create their chances. And you know what? The Wings are very structured in their defensive play as well.
No, indeed. In fact, a couple of the keys that I was looking for from Brunel's, at least for the first period, and it has to be sustained throughout the game, is their spacing was better. And when you have better spacing, you have more options to work with, and they work their options, as you can see by the Schweitzer to Warner to spread things out. They can only cover so much ground, so better spacing by Manil, good flow through the neutral zone. But I think if it's the Wings, what they have to do is just possession through the neutral and put some more pressure on Carson Limesand. But otherwise, a pretty good period of play by both teams.
High school hockey continues here from the St. Louis Park Rec Center. It features the Red Knights and the Wings of Armstrong Cooper. We'll have the second period coming up for you.
It would break your heart to see what we pull out of here every day. We're out here 5 days a week, 8 hours a day, cleaning up the water.
Probably dump that, man.
You guys need some help?
Sure.
Yeah.
No way. JJ what?
What's up, man?
How's it going?
I don't believe it. Good.
JJ.
Come on.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome aboard, baby.
Isn't that for me?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
So what are you guys doing out here? What's the whole cleanup about?
Well, we're just doing the right thing. It's a kind of a thankless job. It's out of sight, out of mind. Somebody's got to do it.
What's the dream for the cleanup project?
You know, my dream is for people to think twice before they throw something out.
No problem, boys.
I thought I was going to have to come over there and show you how to do it.
That's not going to smell good.
Not pleasant.
Great play, baby.
What would you do without these guys?
I would be in trouble. I don't know what I would do. These guys are everything to me.
You ever catch anything? Brackish waters up in here. I've caught castaneted shrimp. You eat them? No. It's been a good day, fellas. I appreciate you guys having me out here. It's eye-opening to see all the trash and everything that you guys pick up.
For me, it's really not just a job. You know, it's a passion.
I appreciate you having me out. You can swing a mean net, man.
Appreciate you helping us. It was a long, hot day.
You aren't kidding. It's hot. Talk about it. Yeah. The heat's a little different than it is on the field.
High school hockey continues right here at the mnhockey.tv, and we are between periods with Tradition Capital Bank's Dan Fagan. Thanks for joining us here. I know you've got a busy schedule, and we've got a lot of great stuff to talk about. First of all, why don't you share your position with the bank and what you do?
Hey, thanks. Thanks for having me. I'm Dan Fagan, and President and CEO of Tradition Capital Bank.
And in your role, you've obviously have a bank that's a little bit different than other banks. We have a stereotypical thing in our mind, but when it comes down to what you are as a bank, can you kind of share what's different about you and who Tradition Capital Bank is?
Yeah, would be happy to. We started in 2005. We raised $10 million of capital, and we had a vision for being a bank of locally owned investors and bankers that are in our community to come together and create a bank that we would have this idea of doing business with friends and family and expanding that network over time. For us, we are a full-service community bank in the Twin Cities, so you can think of all the services that a Wells Fargo or U.S. Bank would do. We can do those here. But think of it in terms of high-touch, high-service. So we have all the technology, mobile app, online banking. We have loans, deposits, all the types of things you get with a U.S. Bank or Wells Fargo Bank, you get with us. But when you come in, we know you by name, we recognize you, we give a high level of service, and it's a much different feel. We're a private bank, so we're not a high value, mass marketed bank. We're more unique and more kind of fly under the radar through our friends and family.
And so with that recognition from the client base and how it feels, it definitely, for those that come through your doors, it's a lost art, I think. And have you found as a business with what you offer, you have the technological capabilities of all the big box banks, if you will, but you have the hometown feel that we really don't get in the Twin Cities anymore?
Yeah, no, I would agree. And if you look, if you know the banking world, there's a lot of consolidation happening. So I don't want to say think of your Home Depot's taking out the local hardware store, but banks are very similar in that you can get lost as a customer in a big bank. But a bank like ours, we're smaller, we're more nimble, we're very responsive, but yet we were founded by a lot of good business owners in the Twin Cities community. And we have a lot of good bankers here. I myself was a former bank examiner. So we know banking very well, but we are very responsive. We're locally owned, local decision making, and you're not going to get that as much in the Twin Cities here. Other banks are making decisions, some in California, some in Wisconsin, some that take 3 weeks on a turnaround for you. If you come in here, we can talk among our bank and within a few hours get back to you and let you know, hey, this is something we can do. We've done, honest to goodness, we've closed a $10 million loan in a couple of days. Now, we don't do bad loans. We do good loans, but we're very responsive. We had all the information, and we put the transaction together, and that's just not something you're going to get at a big bank.
Well, there's some things that we say we're uniquely Minnesotan, but we also do business Minnesotan as well, so it's really helpful for those Minnesota businesses to know exactly that they have someone with their finger on the pulse of what's really happening here. Let's dig in a little bit deeper into the technology part of things that you have from the consumer, the user perspective. Can you kind of open up the toolkit there? What do you got?
Absolutely. So from a private banking perspective, we obviously have online banking that you could do on a desktop, or we have the kind of online tablet banking, but most importantly, we have our mobile banking app. If you're familiar with some of the larger banks, for example, Bank of America, we actually have the same platform that they use in their online banking. So we have banking where you can look at, obviously, account balances, make payments online. You can make transfers to other individuals. We have a product called Zelle that's very popular among
all
the big
over
banks.
it. We pay our employees with it.
There you go. So we've got Zelle here. So basically all the things you could do at the big banks, the technology's there, and we're implementing them and have that available for us. For our business customers, we also have business online banking, set up ACH originations, again, client to client, B2B, or individual to individual. We have all those services and technology, but the best part is that you have that hands-on, one-on-one. You need something, you pick up the phone, you dial a number, it's picked up by an individual, we know you, we're responsive, and we can make those things happen, whether it's a wire transfer, whether it's overdraft. If you are out and about, you go away for a weekend, and you forget to transfer money, and you're overdrawn, we're not going to return that check, and we're going to call you and say, hey, what happened? Because we know you. So you have all the tech now. You'll be able to see that, and you'll have probably something pop up on your app, insufficient funds, but you don't have to worry that we're going to return the check. You can call us. We know you. We take care of it. That's what you get when you're with Tradition.
And that's very unique. And you also, from someone picking up the phone, you don't have the phone tree to work through where they say, we didn't get that. We try that again, which is really, for me, I think that's a terrific thing too. As far as where you're going, obviously you've opened up a fabulous facility in Wayzata. You're here in Edina, and are you also somewhere else?
In North Oaks.
North Oaks, that's correct. Anything beyond those three locations? What are you guys thinking there?
So I think right now for the Twin Cities, that's a pretty good market. And again, with technology, you don't need brick and mortar on every corner. In fact, you may not go into the bank as many times as you used to. Now we're here if you need us. The reason we had Edina was our original spot. We went to North Oaks. It was pretty strategic because it was literally across town on the other side to serve kind of the St. Paul market and North Metro. Wayzata was a very unique opportunity that we had a client that had a building and said, hey, you know what, this is a cool little community out here. So we looked to set up a small location. We have about 10 staff, just under 10 staff that are at our Wayzata location, but again, full service banking. In terms of the Twin Cities, that's what we're at kind of right now, but we obviously are always looking at strategic initiatives. What I will say is that, and this is a little bit down the road, but we have a lot of clients that were private bank clients that winter in either Arizona or Naples. And so we are considering putting now we can do business down there already, but we are looking at down the road setting up some branch locations because we want to make sure we take care of our clients wherever they're at. And those seem to be some markets that a lot of people are attracted to, and we've had a lot of customer relationships out there. So that's kind of a little thing in the future that we're taking a look at.
Well, so not far away, we have our Edina Jerry's Foods down in Sanibel Island, so why not? The free shameless plug, sorry.
Yes,
hope you're okay with that.
Absolutely.
Kind of the same concept for those of you that appreciate that.
That's exactly what it is. We're Minnesotans. We know this market. We know our people.
Everybody loves that.
And everybody loves that. And if you're going to be out in those other communities dealing with people that are just good, hardworking, good, valued Minnesota people, that's what we're looking to do. And by the way, we have an aging employee base, and some of these employees are looking to go to these communities. So it's a nice way to retain not only our customers, but also some of our employees. And so we see a big opportunity. But also, I think there's a lot of people in those communities that miss kind of that hometown, small town feel. You go in, it's a handshake, you see things. Yes, we need to fill out paperwork and all that, but we do our best to be people of integrity. And when we tell you we're going to do something, we do it. No surprises, handshake, that's the way we do it.
Terrific stuff, Dan. Finally, if I want to get started with you, if I'm a business or a consumer, what's the best way? Just pop in, give you a call? What do you guys prefer?
Either, yeah. We have kind of on our website, you can see kind of the department leads we have here, whether it's a business banking need, private banking need, construction development. Obviously, you can have call us on the phone. The best way is either that or just come in person. We have bankers here on site that if you're not calling us, if you're in the area, pop in, we'll get somebody right away. We always have someone to handle the needs there. So it's literally a phone call, let us know, and we'll do everything we can to help. If we're not the best fit for you or the best resource, we'll do everything we can to help make that appropriate connection to someone that might better serve you.
That's exactly who these people are, folks. What is that email? Why don't you shoot that out there for everybody? Or email, sorry, website, web address. Why don't you shoot that for us?
www.tradition.bank, B-A-N-K.
Simple enough. Dan, thanks for joining us.
Hey, thanks so much.
Good stuff. Thank you. We'll be back with more high school hockey coming up right after this. We welcome you back.
You're here early.
Uh-huh.
Boy, they haven't even got to the face-off circle yet.
I said to Matt Messenberg, I said, I would take this one down to the nubs. See how Bart does. I saw you looking over the shoulder. It was great.
I start getting a little
Give
panic.
us a scoring summary. A couple of goals in that first period for the Benilde St. Margaret's Red Knights.
Well, Charlie Warner finally got rewarded for a lot of hard work. Nice feed by Schweitzer. Gave him a 1-0 lead. Then it was Cooper Gay from Jonah Mortensen. Under a minute to go in the period. So Benilde St. Margaret's finished that period strong. Shots on goal. Benilde St. Margaret's 13. Robbinsdale Armstrong Cooper 3. They're looking to build on that number for sure.
These Christmas cookies here from the headquarters are outstanding, and I'm glad well, I shouldn't be glad. There's a player banged up. That's Messenberg. I can finish this cookie while you talk.
We have to talk about your priorities a little. No, I'm kidding, actually. But he looks no worse for the wear. But, you know, if a player has something of concern, it's better to just stay down instead of trying to manage their own. But it looks like he's going off under his own power, probably. Boy, this Benilde St. Margaret's had a tough afternoon as far as bumps and bruises. Everybody has so far come back, and Blake Messenberg, obviously a vital member to the success of this Red Knight team. We want to see him back, but I didn't see the play, Pete. I was too busy cleaning the crumbs off the desk. I'm just kidding, by the way.
It's not like they have any off time either. I mean, they've got Wayzata Thursday, Cretin-Durham Hall on Saturday, so it's a pretty busy schedule for this Red Knight edition. Hello to Maggie Callahan in Fox Run, Wisconsin.
Awesome.
Why do I feel like there's some sort of code behind the term Fox Run, Wisconsin? I don't know. Of course, they were down on the... Oh, there's a big blocker pad save. She and her friends were checking it out in Party Central down there a couple weeks ago.
At Madison, though, wasn't it?
Regular viewer here. Appreciate that. Madtown, absolutely. Look at the sun coming in. That's such a cool vibe, isn't it?
Yes, indeed it is.
Brought that up in the first stanza. Here we are again. Anderson gets hammered by Gay. And back to the right wing they go. That's off Mortensen's skate as it's played back in behind the net. Like now. He's going to look over for Callahan. Plays that ahead for Ellings, rather. Gay just kind of bulldozes through. Oh, Ellings had the glove hand side as the angle for Reeve started to fade a little bit.
Well, the deeper he went in, the sharper the angle, but he put a pretty good shot on net, but Reeve with another good save.
Back from the corner it goes once again. Like was there. Now it's going to trickle up to the line. Axel is there. Wrister through traffic. Good tracking on that biscuit by our guy in goal, Carson Limesand. Callahan now. Like. Rink wide for Warner. Ooh, Will Thompson pulled the groin. Let's take a look at this one on replay.
Well, Steinke did a nice job of
Check
actually stepping up for the wings to really kind of stop that forward progress. But whenever you're at the blue line and you pass back and you continue forward, obviously offsides is going to be a consequence on that. But Pete, we talked about all the coaches that we've had the privilege of covering this year, all the programs. I don't want to neglect Pat Griswold, whose team is out to a red-hot start right now. Good things to come for that Holy Angel Stars program.
White hot.
And that was a great pod, too, by the way, with Coach Grizz.
Grizz was on his way to a practice. He was not thrilled with the way his club played, with a lack of discipline, he said. Conley leaves off for Bassan. Scores! Oh, he goes top shelf, and it's 3-0. What a goal by Bassan.
Well, indeed it was. It was a good zone entry by this Benilde St. Margaret team, and then they just dropped it off, and he got to the top of the left circle and put one just under the crossbar blocker side. That's a tough one for any goaltender to save, and I'm not sure we really saw that one until the last possible moment, but that's a really nice shot. Got rewarded for it. Now it's 3-0 Benilde St. Margaret's, just a couple ticks under 50 minutes remaining.
Nice entry by Conley. A beautiful drop pass to Bassan on the off wing. The right-hand shot is able to walk right into that and lift it up and over the arm of Reeve and go bar down to make it 3-0 Red Knights here in the second period. Bassan submarines a check on the way through by Ben Anderson, and now it's going to be Joe Campion, Red Knights, with numbers toward the net. Oh, Marshall wanted to pull the trigger, but he got poke checked. Nice play there. Up high they go with a nice play by Ben Anderson. He has a man in front. Anderson holds in front. That one a little too far for Joe Potter. Deflects into the far corner.
A little hot.
Marshall has it now. Plays this off the boards. Rather, that was Bassan to Marshall. Conley comes over. Now it's Conley again across center. 2-on-4. Conley to the slot area, misses the mark. Marshall comes over. We're seeing Conley in place of Messenberg after he went out, shake it up as he's being attended to on the bench right now.
Well, obviously, hopefully, Messenberg can come back, but Asher Conley got the primary assist on that one. So some proud viewers out there getting a point and really kind of validating the confidence that the coach has in him to put him in that situation.
2-on-2 battle from the corner. 13:37 to go. Foley up for Gay. Finds Ellings across the line. And this will be played up to Foley. Oh, there's a feed. Oh, and they nearly had Ellings down low.
Great stick by Steinke on that one.
A beautiful stick. Kept that golden opportunity. Gay was open in front, but that closed down in a hurry. As the Wings do a nice job crashing it in. Northrop off wing shot, save Limesand. Oh, and a big hit there by Gay is going to result in a penalty.
Well,
Arm went right up.
Yeah, well, it was an infraction, nothing malicious intent, but it looked a little squirrely there for a little bit, but he's up with without any fear or any problems whatsoever. But it was a 2-on-1. Nice zone exit by the Wings with some speed, but it was Northrop that went in, got in tight on Limesand. Limesand closed the door, and that's when he went against the end wall. Doesn't look any worse for the wearer, but it's going to be Cooper Gay that's going to spend 2 minutes in the box. Really a nice opportunity for this Wings team to cut the deficit from 3 to 2.
They gave him the cross check, the token cross check to keep the 2 and 10
That's an
from
appropriate
coming out
one.
to play.
It was an appropriate check because he did use his stick to give him a little push. But I think it's the right call by the referee.
Has a very dangerous area there.
As long as Brandon Northrop's up and playing, we're in good shape.
Schweitzer off the boards as it's Campion with it. That's Jack Campion. Watch for him on this power play. He can create. Back up to the line. Joe Campion. Now Jack Campion takes it over. In on goal and looked right into the glove by Limesand.
Well, good defense by the Red Knights on the penalty kill, but they did have a blue jersey out in front, so not a bad shot, but Limesand's going to grab that 99 times out of 100. Maybe a redirect might keep him from doing that, but a pretty harmless shot. Face off to Limesand's right. 1:43 left in the penalty to Cooper Gay.
Looks like Blake Messenberg is heading off the bench now. If that's him I see over there, Bart Archer. Leave this one off to the left wing side. Stick save. Now it's going to be Will Thompson finding an opening and sending it the length of the ice.
Well, Thompson picked a good spot because they were coming at angles. He used the only avenue he could to clear the puck down the ice, but obviously we hope Blake Messenberg is going to be A-OK, but always err on the side of caution, but hopefully he'll be back in a Red Knight uniform before too long.
Big check thrown in front of the bench area there. He's carrying all of his gear.
That's got to be kind of tough, watching your brothers play out on the ice while you're carrying your gear to
Is
locker.
that him? I can't tell.
I don't think it is, actually.
No, I couldn't be more wrong. Who knows?
I'm starting to rub off
Well, you know
on
what? We just committed the major faux pas of broadcasting. Never opine. Oh, backdoor chance. Nice save. Beautiful save by Limesand. Puck still loose. Net is off. And it is a full-on scramble. Oh, look at this. A battle royal off to the side of the net. There's penalties coming up here right now.
Well, there's going to be a series of penalties coming up right now. And I don't really understand. I mean, obviously, you know, the puck's down in that goal area and the whistle hasn't blown, so they're going to try to take some liberties. But I think cooler heads need to kind of prevail here. Referee's doing a pretty good job of actually getting in the mix of it, but there are going to be several penalties out of this one, I'm sure, Pete.
Where you get into trouble with this stuff is when you got to have the last word or the last shot.
Yeah.
You know, and you see a lot of that goes on. And now we're going to have a little bit of a meeting, I'm sure, in front of the scorer's table there at the penalty box. And they're going to try and figure out what in the world is going on here.
Well, Jonah Mortensen went right to the penalty box, so he felt guilt, so he just went right in. Now they're going to sort it out. This might take just a little bit of time.
Or they just called out his number.
Sure.
One or the other.
No, I'm not saying he he pleaded guilty. But it looks like it's going to be one of the Campions. That's going to be Teddy, the junior forward, going to go as well. So maybe just two out of this. But, you know, the important thing is maintain control of the game if you're a referee or linesman. And the players have to kind of keep a good grasp of their emotions and not let them spill over. we saw a very formidable player for this Stillwater Pony team last night. Not going to say any names, but he's really one of the prominent players on the team, and I think he took 4 or 5 minor penalties last night. Really hard to help your team from the penalty box. But just 35 seconds left in the penalty to Cooper Gay. 11:36 left in the second period. Benilde up by 3. But the Wings are on the power play, so they get a chance to at least put some pressure on Carson Limesand, like they did that last time. They got down low, and that's when everything started to come unraveled.
They're talking things over at the bench area there now. So, as you mentioned,
well, it looks like it's going to be a minor penalty, a standalone penalty to Teddy Campion. So it's 4-on-4 now. So that negates the power play, and is really going to, aside from another penalty being called, going to afford a minute and 25 second power play for Benilde.
So Mortensen and Anderson go for rough. They were in the bottom of the heap there. And then the extra man that kind of came in there, I believe, was Teddy Campion. And now it's going to be 4-on-4 for 33 seconds. And then a power play for the Red Knights as that one is pushed wide of the mark. Back up through center ice it goes. It's going to be Schweitzer looking over toward Callahan. He'll carry and give back to Callahan from the left corner. Flush back out of the back of the net area. Callahan leaves off to the right wing. Schweitzer stick handles through traffic. Now Bischel takes over. Stick got in there, but stayed on his feet. Bischel for Callahan. Callahan loads it up. Scores! Oh, as a screen, Bart. You could see that one coming a mile away.
Well, indeed it was. So the forwards are doing their part by interrupting the sidelines of the goaltender Reeve. But Callahan had the wherewithal to take advantage of that opportunity, put it just under the bar. Very similar to what Bassan did, but just under the bar on that one. Again, a very tough situation for goaltender Reeve to try to manage. But now it's 4-0. And not only that, but it's going to be a Benilde power play, so things can come get a little wily from this point forward for the Wings.
Will be 5-on-5 because that was scored after the Gay minor had expired. Yeah, they just sent Teddy Campion to the bench.
Good. So we're back to 5-on-5, 4-0 Red Knights, 10:58 left in the second period. Wings got to get something positive, Pete. They've been working awful hard, but trying to punch one in against Limesand is not an easy thing to do.
This is about the best I've seen the Red Knights play since the Edina game.
They needed this.
And,
I think they did.
They played very well against Edina. A hard-fought win, and they're one of the things Ken and I talked in the podcast was simplify, and they've done that here. Puck trickles through the goal mouth area. Now it's going to be Burns in on goal as Limesand's going to take no chances and cover that one up with a face-off to his left.
Well, it looks like they put Logan Like up on forward. It's nice to have that versatility and the confidence the coach to put you in that spot. But Logan Like did a nice dangle down the low, tried to put the puck out in front of the net, but the Wings did a nice job of defending. Now they have an offensive zone face-off. Good time to win this draw and put some pressure on Benilde St. Margaret.
Blocker pad save. Steered out of there by Limesand. Now Callahan takes over. Nice job by senior veteran defenseman. Like is up front. Now it's Mortensen. Like will try to pool cue that one through, but instead it's transition time. Burns across the line, and Limesand the glove hand save.
Well, the thing that I like about moving Like up is Ben Thompson's seen a lot of ice time today, and I think he deserves that ice time, and he's playing very, very well. It's good to see the Thompsons out there mucking it up. Asher Conley with a primary assist. I think the depth of this Benilde St. Margaret team really sets them apart from a lot of different teams. But now it seems like everybody's getting a little bit of confidence in this game and carrying the puck. And really, if they can get all three lines firing, this is going to be a very difficult team to stop.
I'd like to thank Craig Roberts, who's watching on as he's gathering information for this team from his role with Ken Pauley's staff. He's fed me with a lot of information, making me sound smart.
Well, he's a great asset to this program. Always has been. Again, extracurriculars, emotions are. Do you think this doesn't mean anything to these kids?
Well, it's funny, it's a little more intense in the stands than it is down on the ice.
Right.
You know, the elevation, the escalation kind of brings a little more fervor to these little scrums, which don't really mean much.
Well, and I
They're
don't
just
mind the
pushing and
emotion.
shoving a
I
little
don't
bit.
mind the emotion as long as it doesn't get spill over and get too carried away. But it's going to be a penalty, and it looks like it's going to be an Evan Axel or Axel. Those are the
Axel.
things. Okay, thank you. It was in the form of a question. It's not like I'm on Jeopardy, but I just want to. I want to show the proper respect, but I hit about 50% on names. So if I was in baseball, I'd be a millionaire. But this isn't baseball, right?
A couple of minors for roughing now. They get tossed out.
Okay, so we're still 5-on-5.
Axel.
But I like it when they take them
And
both.
Bischel.
I think I like it when they take it both. They're just keeping control of this game and letting them know who's in charge, which is fine.
You know, if you look at some of the alumni that are making some noise for the Red Knights, there's one that stands out. Zach Risto, who's now at St. Lawrence College in the ECAC, is second in the conference in scoring. And if you remember Risto as a Red Knight player, he did a great job, but he's really developed outside of his post-secondary education, played some junior hockey, and you know, it's been impressive to see players like that continue to move along through the system.
No, I don't disagree at all. In fact, I do remember him, but you have to, if you want to move to the next level, you can't just rely on practices or dry lands. You kind of got to do a little work on the side too, make sure you eat the right things and condition your body the proper way. It sounds like he's subscribed to that, so good for him. It's nice to see people get positive results from a lot of hard work and investment. I should try that.
At this stage, I think you're good.
Yeah, I know where to go.
Callahan sidesteps the stick of Campion. That was Matt Campion, and he scores!
I think it was Callahan, but I'm not sure if you
That might have gone through clean.
It might have. Otherwise, it's Bashan that probably got that. But Callahan back-to-back goals if it holds true. But that's what happens when you put the puck on net and have some traffic in front. But you have to feel for Owen Reeve, the junior goaltender. He's really played quite well. But every shot that seems to be just under the bar, over his shoulder, or through traffic. So, but Benilde, 5 spot on the board is a good thing for Coach Pauly and his team. It's just up to the wings to kind of get back and get some offensive zone time and get some confidence to carry the puck. But Benilde is all over him in a big way real quick, too.
Asher Conley with his second assist of the game. He fed that puck up to Callahan from the left side. Big check at center as the physical play continues. Like from the end boards. Now Geertsen with it. He looks up off the left point for Callahan. He's going to play this one down the boards. Now, the Red Knights are playing a game today in which, Bart, they're not waiting for someone else to do it. They're doing it themselves as individuals, as a group, instead of kind of watching and becoming spectators.
Well, they're making them defend the whole zone, which is a little bit different. But again, the defense are holding the blue line, so they're playing with confidence at all levels.
Like back in behind, feeds that to the slot area. Now Woodford is there, scored his first goal the other night against the St. Thomas Academy Cadets. Oh, nice feed to Like, but Callahan's got the big cannon. Instead, he goes to Schweitzer, who has the equal shot. That one pushed wide, very Suter-like there. Laid off that one. As Geertsen is there, well, I mean, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Maybe smile.
I don't know about you. I get so
Maybe
tired.
smile.
I get so tired of that Suter flip. I'm not ripping
No.
that shot there, but it's just constant. Every once in a while, it's okay to lay into one, isn't
Right.
it? It's like you think that Ryan Suter's going to get a sore back letting the clapper go.
He doesn't want to bruise the puck.
Or his back or something.
I love him, though.
Like
I'm
loves
glad
that
he's a
one
wild
down.
player.
Really?
Just put the
Dripping.
qualifier out there.
Dripping. That's sarcasm. Now it's Schweitzer playing to the left wing side. Ellings with it. Oh, he's got speed. He has help, but that's a good defensive angle by Stanky to shut that one down.
Pretty good stick,
To
too.
the line it goes. Foley comes back along with it. Leads that one up, but from the ice and up out of nowhere came Matt Campion as he hammers that one into Red Knight territory. 7.5 to go in the second. Now it's going to be Like with it. Like looked for Gay, and that's going to be cut off. And now it's Campion. Back from the corner, one-timer, misses the mark. Schweitzer up for Gay. He has Ellings. Oh, he had a purposeful shot there. He wanted to try to go to the stick hand side, and maybe create a rebound, but a nice job by Reeve to steer that one up and out of play.
Now that's exactly what he was trying to do, but as you said, the goaltender did a very responsible play by ramping that up and out. But he was just going, he couldn't make the cross pass, so he just wanted to put one off the pillows of the goaltender and get it back out for the follow-up. But again, nice job by the Wings goalie. 7:12 left in the second period.
For me personally, that's my favorite play. When a guy's on a rush like that and there's not many options, it's really okay to put it on net, maybe get a rebound like that with almost like a shot pass off the pad. What's the worst case scenario? Goalie deflects it up and out of play, and we got a face-off.
And you force the goaltender to make a play.
Absolutely. So often we see guys banging it off the window, and then it's oh, we got the musical malfunctions again. Now we're scoring goals.
Check it off the list.
Now it's bad. Will Thompson turns it in. It's our little joke here at the MN Hockey TV because
there are a couple
you just
of them.
never know what you're going to get. There's just a couple. You never know what you're going to get randomly in the middle of the game. We go NBA. You know that do-do-do-do.
And now we're about due for another tweet from Jason from the St. Louis Park Rec Center.
Talking about how good his ice is.
Cue it up.
That goes up off the glass. Now it's Joe Potter in 3, 2, and 1.
Hi,
Bang.
Jason.
Look at
How
that.
are you?
There it is.
There.
That would be clear the length of the ice, and nobody listening cares. That's so sorry, but it is what it is. 5-0 Red Knights. Firm control of this one in the second period with 6:12 to go.
Yeah, in fact, but an offensive zone face-off, which is something that the Wings need to build on. They've had a couple opportunities, but the Red Knight defense has been pretty stingy today, and possession's certainly been to the advantage of Benil, but really a good place to get started with some possession, put some pressure in the offensive zone. Hasn't happened often, but it needs to start.
Tuchtenhagen plays that one in. Schweitzer plays that one out. Now Bassan across the line. That's blocked off the gear of Burns. Bassan looks to the slot area, but there's nothing but blue, red, and white sweaters of the Wings. They'll play this one through. The red pants are a bit of a problem here. Did you know that Minnesota is the only state in the union that refers to them as breezers? Breezers.
Right.
What in the world does that mean?
Duck, duck, gray duck.
Bazan or Goose.
Right.
Callahan.
We're special.
Over to make the play is Tuchtenhagen. Anderson at center to the near wing. Down to the corner goes Jack Campion. That's turned over. Bassan cuts against the grain. Now Marshall with it. Marshall, Bassan, and Conley. Ooh, Marshall lost the handle there right at the line on entry. And out of the zone they go with it. Here they come. Northrup, the wings, turns and plays this to the slot. That puck lays there. Oops. Now it's going to be played to the left wing side for Marshall. Marshall across center. Nice rink-wide pass for Ellings. He'll have to reach back and dump that into the corner. Now it's Dimich with it to the right wing for Campion. As Teddy Campion plays to center, Mortensen comes away with it. Mortensen gets away from the check of Northrup, stayed on his feet, and bumps this off the boards. Foley's going to watch that one ring as Gay makes a nice positional play on that one. As Ellings helps out, he stood up on the play. You know, these wings make you pay the price if you're going to try and throw it in and run past them. You're going to feel something. We've seen some big hits here. Gay behind the net, nice job there. Good positional angle there. Now Ellings, or Mortensen rather. Ellings with it, top of the slot. He can snipe, but great deflection there by Teddy Campion. Up and out of play.
Well, you're right, Pete. They make you earn really everything that you're getting, but they're hitting with purpose. They're not just hitting to hit and get the crowd all fired up. There's a purpose for it. And Ellings coming up the wing, he tried to cut in, and it was the defenseman that stopped his forward progress. And those are the little things that you have to do. There's no wavering from the level of compete from this Wings team, even being down by 5. Just 4 minutes to go in the second period, but they're playing just like it's a 0-0 game, and you have to respect that. Watching this team play.
Well, and they're being very clear that they're not just going to let anybody go. You know, you're not just going to wheel right in around them. You got to earn your space. Tonight's coverage presented by Fortis Academy. Josh Levine and his team do a terrific job. With your athlete off ice, they create the complete package. Not just hockey players, but athletes. Josh Levine is a terrific player and a terrific coach with great perspective on the game of hockey. Check them out at thefortisacademy.com.
Well, really, it was was the Wings that had some numbers coming in, but it just got a little congested around the blue line area. The puck came back out, tried to put it back in, but offside. So they stopped what could have been a pretty good onward offensive rush on that one, but win the faceoff and get back to business. 3:30 left in the second period. Been up 5-zip.
Red Knights are indeed up 5-zip as they work it across the line. Bischel has that knocked away, and it's going to be Schweitzer. He plays back over for Foley. Ahead he goes to Will Thompson and in deep. Bischel will look to forecheck as Joe Potter gets there first, but Bischel chases it down. Gets it up to the howitzer with Schweitzer. The wrister in on goal as that one's deflected wide. Bischel again over for Schweitzer. Now he lets another quick break. Shot off the post. Boy, that thing got off in a hurry. Very Ben Steves of the Eagles like.
And I don't think Reeves saw it.
The mark. Now it's Thompson there. Will Thompson back up to the line. Bottled up right now are the nice inside-out move. Look at Schweitzer dangle. Leaves off, and that one gets through the legs of Bischel. Great setup there. Bischel, terrific. Nice save by Reeves. Saw that one through. Back in behind, Schweitzer in control. Schweitzer looks up to the top of the circle. Now Warner. Oh, they want to go high. They're trying to snipe as that one went off the glass. Kept in. This is an exhausted Wings team as they chip the zone, and we'll see if it makes enough to get an icing call, and it does.
Well, also keep in mind this is the second period, so the long line change, and the Wings were spending a lot of energy chasing that puck around. Good possession and good volley between the Red Knights back and forth, but the Wings were working hard chasing, so a whistle was a really good thing at the proper time. So now they can get the fresh legs out, finish this period strong. Just 2:20 left in the second period.
2:20 remains here in the second. As Bart mentioned, 5-0 the score. Red Knights as the Wings survived a scare there with the puck pretty much buried in their zone. Ben Thompson, he's settled into his varsity role here with a couple of great games now as he's stepped up on the blue line with the absence of Brady Yakish and Tristan Sarsland, a couple of the super softs on this Red Knight back line.
Well, he's certainly proven he deserves to be out there.
Back down into the corner it goes. It's Battersher. Gets a little bit of help now with Wiesjan up to the line. That's off the stick of Tuchtenhagen. Now they're going to spring a man. Mortensen, he had a reach. We had Gay in front, but a really good defensive play, and Gay throws the leather, leaves his feet. Gets a little chop to the back of the Achilles.
And that was Mike Burns that made that defensive play for the Wings. Nice job.
Good defensive play at the line. There's a drop pass. Ellings looks to create. Plays behind for Callahan, the defenseman down low. Mortensen, Gay posted up in front of the net area there. Schweitzer, wrister. That one's blocked. And nice job defensively there through center ice goes Campion. That'd be Matt Campion. Gay reaches and makes the play. Oh, he's got Mortensen in front. Scores! Cooper Gay's having a game of a lifetime here tonight. Forces a turnover, walks in and goes posted in, and it's 6-0 Red Knights.
Well, indeed it was, and it was Gay that really came in, and goaltender Reeves really didn't give him a whole bunch of shoot at. It was far side post, and there really was just a little window, but Cooper Gay really made that count. He threaded that needle, put it in. Now it's 6-0. Again, another late goal by Benoit St. Margaret's. That's got to take a little bit of the enthusiasm out of this Wings team. But Gay with his second goal of the game and fourth of the season.
Under a minute to play now with 51 to go. Conley looked for Bisson, but instead it's slung back in as Limestone had to kind of reach for that. Here comes Marshall, right wing side. He's got Conley with him. Conley's open. Tried to feed it through the legs of the defense there, but Axel had none of that. Puck rolls back in under Marshall as he's going to try to get out of there as the sticks are prodding. It's like the cattle down there.
They got kind of muddy down there.
Word. Sent right back in as it's going to be Callahan. Ben Thompson takes over for Conley. Swings that one ahead. Marshall plays that one through. Tried to muscle his way in on goal. Reeve with a nice job to play that out of the zone. 4 seconds to go. Here's a look for Ben Anderson. Loads up, shoots. Nice save made there by Limesand. And that does it for the second period. The Red Knights pick up a total of 4 goals in this one and now have a 6-0 lead as we head into now a running time third period.
Well, again, as you said, a 4-goal period. Bisson opened the scoring, of that period at the 2:06 mark. Then Callahan with back-to-backs, and then Cooper Gay with his fourth, and that's where we sit right now, 6-0. But intermittently, this Armstrong Cooper team has made some terrific plays, and Steinke had a great period thwarting the hour rush and really got a good shot on goal by Ben Anderson. So, intermittently, they're really doing some good things. It's just this confident Benilde St. Margaret team, very tough to contain today.
High school hockey continues from the St. Louis Park Rec Center. Bart, it's been a blast working with you.
No, me too.
Enjoying the day.
Me too.
More to come.
Break your heart to see what we pull out of here every day.
Hey, can you get the cup? You guys need some help?
Sure. Yeah.
JJ, what?
What's up, man?
How's it going?
Check it out, man. What are you guys doing out here?
We're just doing the right thing.
What's the dream?
My dream is for people to think twice before they throw something out.
I appreciate you having me out.
You can swing a mean net, man.
I think that being in a sport, it has built into it the concept that we are going to face a challenge. When we do sport the right way, we are teaching values. We're teaching kids how to be hard workers. We're teaching kids how to be courageous, to be fearless. Dynamites, because we have a focus on whole life youth development, physical, academic, social and spiritual excellence, we get that we're trying to develop people to be whole people. And I think that when you combine that mission with sport, I think you naturally get that. We have programs in each of those 4 areas. We have ice hockey for physical excellence. Academic excellence includes academic support like one-on-one tutoring. We have a summer academic camp. Social excellence includes our big community service project, Greg Carroll Learn to Skate, and also we're faith-based. So when kids are old enough, they have the choice to go to summer camp, kind of that traditional summer church camp. Every kid in the program has multiple mentors. If they're in tutoring, they have a very special mentor that's just their very own. And then of course the hockey coaches are mentors, and of course all the staff are mentors too. We have a very high retention rate. Dynamite's high school graduation rate over 20 years is 85%. And over the last 5 years, 96% have graduated, which is really significant because right now Minneapolis Public Schools is reporting that their graduation rate is 53%. So that, I think, is another measure that shows that Dynamites is working. Being a faith-based organization, I think we're able to say things that are really powerful sometimes. You might say to the kids, like, we're gonna do some hard things today. And we want you to remember we can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. A few minutes later, we might be asking them to do that hard thing and you got heads down and panting. And remind them, remember, you have strength. God's given you the strength to do this. You have the strength that you need inside you right now. They might even remember the moments where they began to believe that, where they began to believe, I should be fearless. Only believe, do not fear.
I'm Callie Funk. I'm the program director for the Herb Brooks Foundation, and I've been with the foundation since January of 2017, so a little over a year and a half. I think that Herb Brooks would be very proud of the program. He always talked about building it from the ground up, and I think that's exactly what we're doing here. We're having youth participate, and they can start whenever they'd like, and you know, we're not trying to make that pyramid, we're trying to just keep the base growing all the way up, and I think he'd really be proud of what we're doing here.
The Herb Brooks Foundation started the Rink Rat program over 10 years ago to give the kids a chance to play the game my dad loves so much. Our Rink Rat program is supposed to be fun. Gotta smile. Remember, it's just a game. Get out and exercise. Play all year round. Play on the ice, play in your driveway, play at school. We just hope that you love the game.
So we really try to emphasize the importance of Herb Brooks and the 1980 Miracle team within our program. Herb Brooks stood for a lot of different valuable life lessons, and so we really want to instill the importance of positivity, teamwork, and really coming together as a team in order to meet one common goal.
The Herb Brooks Foundation started the Rink Rat program over 10 years ago. We started it to really keep my dad's legacy alive with children. His philosophy always was to give the game back to the kids and learn to love the game the way he grew up playing, and that was with his buddies out on Lake Phelan, playing street hockey, just those pickup games. And we wanted to have that atmosphere built in for these young children instead of structured association hockey. We wanted to get the kids back playing. At the end of the Rink Rat session, we hope kids take away from the program, number one, friends. I hope they made friends and had fun. And we hope they have a true love for the game, the way that we love the game. We have had several kids go on to play association hockey from our inner city Rink Rat programs. We've educated parents on how to enroll their kids in association hockey. Some of them didn't even know there was such a thing.
So we currently are mostly involved in Minneapolis, and that's all areas of Minneapolis. We have a couple schools in North Minneapolis, South Minneapolis, Northeast, and in St. Paul. Last winter we were working out of Phelan, Harding, and the new Tria rink in St. Paul. So we really try to cover a broad area so that we can include as many kids as possible. So the best way I think to reach out and get involved would be to visit our website, herbrooksfoundation.com. You can find all of our information about the Rink Rats programs, any clinics we have in the spring or summer or fall. You can also find contact information for the foundation, as well as many different links to pictures, events such as the Sticks in Stillwater, the golf tournament, Let's Play Hockey Expo, and there's also a good following for our volunteer base as well.
If you're wondering, Bart Archer. Hey, by the way, welcome back, everybody. The cheesecake bites were delicious.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, you bring a little with you. But I can't believe it. There's 2:15 left before the drop of the puck, and Pete Wagner is in this. It is work environment.
How cold is it in here?
I have gloves on. Of course, my circulation isn't what you call favorable. But no, it's a great great atmosphere today. It really is. I love the afternoon, natural lighting in here. Benno having probably their best showing of what we've seen all year, aside from maybe the Edina game. But it's good to see getting back on track. And his first blush with the Wings. I haven't seen the Wings play in a while. I must say I'm kind of impressed with a lot of the things that they're doing. And it's not easy to contain this Red Knight team in their own backyard. So, you know, obviously the scoreboard says 6-0, but Red Knight's playing very, very well. And, you know, it could even be more if the Wings didn't show up and play as well as they have. It's not a shot at the Robbinsdale Cooper Armstrong. That's just a compliment to Benilde St. Margaret's.
It's going to be very quick ice surface here in this third period. I'm sensing.
And we can appreciate that.
Well, it reminds me of the Bloomington Ice Garden back in the 90s.
Yeah.
Now, we thought that was a Tom Satterdalen thing where he wanted the doors. Denny May, by the way, God rest his soul, great manager, passed away recently. We thought he had Denny leave the door open so it'd be quicker sheet for I Can't Drive 55 Nick Checo and Mike Crowley to do their work. And actually, no, it was because of how you remember the pavilion at Hopkins?
Yep.
There's a shot on goal that was stopped where those little blowers would turn on.
Oh.
It was for the.
My God. When you have a wind chill factor inside, you know you're.
Oh man.
Oh.
And they'd force us in the corner. No, but it was to be. They had to do it. They had to do it for the purposes of the exhaust.
Okay.
Now these things are all electric and there's no big deal and blah 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 blah.
I'll try to be really quick, but when we did that game from the pav from the corner, I put a bottle of water up on the dasher.
It's true.
And by the end of the period, it had a crust of ice on the top of it.
It's true.
And I had to kind of break that down, but that very cold arena.
I don't know if I was fascinated by how cold it was in there and that it happened, or more bummed out. It just solidified how cold you were. I think we were like full long johns because we knew it was coming.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, well, good for them that they've upgraded their Zambonis to electric. Those don't open anymore. Left wing side across the line is Ellings. He has Gay going to the net. This line's been real good tonight. Schweitzer plays over for Callahan. Back for Schweitzer on the power play are the Red Knights. Ellings, Schweitzer was going to pull the trigger but didn't have a good angle. Callahan to the left wing side. Now it's going to be Mortensen for Schweitzer. No shooting. Boy, they took that right away. Oh, and Gay nearly had the redirect in front. He muscles his way to the loose puck as he's checked by Axel. Fanned on by Mortensen. Scores! There's Cooper Gay again.
I'm keeping my hat, Cooper. I'm sorry, but that'll be the hat trick for Cooper Gay. That'll be his 5th goal of the year, but 3rd of today.
You see how he just went to the net, took advantage of that puck, and jammed it home.
Well, it's a second chance. They followed up with possession, put it back out front. He just turned and fired and eluded goaltender Owen Reeve. I feel bad for Owen Reeve. He's really made some pretty good saves today, but just, with the proximity of where these shots are coming from and where they're directed to, been very challenging for the goaltender, but he still played a good game, even giving up a 7th spot. I feel bad for him, but it's nice to see Cooper Gay get rewarded for all his hard work.
That's a delayed offside as Warner was there. And now it's going to be turned up ice by Burns. Right. Oh, they nearly had a backdoor opportunity. That one for Bischel. 7-0 here in the 3rd period. We have a runner.
Well, what Bischel was trying to do is get it back to Thompson on that. And a lot of times when a team kind of over pursues, if you go against the grain, sometimes that leaves some open space, and that's exactly what he tried to do. So Thompson tried to shove it in short side, but Reeve did a nice job of closing that door. But that's the danger of over pursuing a play is it creates a lot of space with misdirection, and that's what Benilde's focusing on, at least early this period.
Shot turned aside. Bischel now has it. That's deflected back into the neutral zone. As now it's going to be Ben Thompson. Guides over for Schweitzer. Back for Thompson, who had to put on the brakes there. Now Will Thompson, brother to brother. Bischel, that's like the Richard brothers, Maurice and Henri.
Right.
The pocket rocket and the rocket. Schweitzer.
That's a lofty comparison there, Pete Wagner.
Les Habitants to Mario. Bischel. I think the NHL needs them to win a cup, don't you? Schweitzer.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, you're not buying into it.
Well, I am,
tradition.
but I would like to see Toronto win the cup before Montreal, to be honest with you.
Well, hello. Nobody could agree with that more than yours truly, but and you got to, fortunately they got rid of the biggest issue they had on the bench and Mike Babcock. You heard what he did to Modano, didn't you?
No. I don't know if I want to be honest.
Do you want to hear it?
No.
He played it, played his 1,499 games in the NHL. His 1,500th would have been the last game of the year in the Detroit uniform he wore for 1 year in his hometown. Healthy scratched. Scores!
Nice.
Oh, that's a beautiful goal there. That was Bisson that came up with that one.
And that'll be his second of the day, fifth of the season. They're coming in bunches, Pete.
So there you go. Thanks for letting me indulge.
No, in fact, now I'm disappointed with Coach Babcock.
Well, I asked Mike Commodore how he feels about it. Do the same thing to him.
What is the premise for doing that? I just can't see the mindset of actually doing something like that. So that's a little disappointing, obviously. But now it's 8-0 Benilde St. Margaret's. The Wings just have to kind of get one on the board. I'm not trying to compromise Carson Limesand's efforts at all, but this Wings team's been working real hard. It'd be nice to see him get at least a semblance of a reward for it.
On the move again. When you look at the Wings games, Bart, they've won big, and then they've lost big. It's kind of been a combo platter there.
Yeah, and I think down the way, I think they have Maple Grove on their schedule and Andover back-to-back.
Cut off by Bisson. There's Conley in front. He had him going to the net. They almost had a follow through there. Callahan gets it. Conley nearly gets the redirect. Asher Conley's been really good here tonight.
Well, a lot of people have been good, and Asher Conley certainly a couple primary assists coming into it, but it was Callahan that put that puck on net. I don't know if the thought of a hat trick is creeping into his mind, but I just like the fact that he's shooting the puck more, he's possessing the puck a little bit more, and just not sacrificing his defensive abilities or his responsibilities, I guess would be more appropriate. So I really like a lot of things that are going on with this Benilde team after today. It's just now they have to sustain it. They have some good positive mojo work, and now the challenge is going to be to sustain that into the next game and then the game after that. Certainly capable.
Absolutely. Off the boards, Thompson gloves it down. That one misses the mark. They'll converge over off the far side. And now Foley. Geertsen comes away with a nice job to get it on the stick, that one off the side of the net.
Oh, what a heavy cross check.
And down on the play goes Reeve.
Well, hopefully he gets up too. But it was Woodford who was on the receiving end of that one, I think. But I think it's going to be a Wings player. I'm likely a defenseman, but.
Then he got another one for good measure there.
Well, the net came off the moorings, and Reeves' helmet is actually off, so I don't know if he got his bell rung a little bit, but obviously we hope good things for him. Want to make sure he can finish this game healthy as he started. And I think that's going to be Ben Anderson. That's going to be his second infraction of the afternoon. Going to spend a couple minutes in the box, 9:40 and counting. Been held up by 8, kind of an insignificant penalty, but as long as everybody's healthy and nobody gets hurt. But again, Benilde doing a good job of funneling to the net and forcing these kind of plays to happen. Cross-checking. Yeah, got one right. Sweet. That's encouraging.
Bart Archer. Cross the line, Schweitzer for Bischel. Now it's Warner. Schweitzer again, that's poked through center. As to be Limesand to slide over to his right to set that one up for Nate Schweitzer. Minute and a half in the power play, 8:54 in the period. Callahan gains center. protects the puck to the corner.
We did the Ulf Dowland to get into the zone.
That
was very impressive.
But Teddy Campion wasn't impressed.
No, he wasn't.
Threw the body and forced a turnover. They looked to the side of the net. Nice job with the stick there by Matt Campion. And he finds an opening back in behind the net as Limesand will set up for his oncoming defenseman, Nate Schweitzer. He gains the line, gives off to Callahan. Schweitzer redirects and boards. Thompson fans on that one. Callahan. Thompson. That's deflected away. Back in behind is Bischel. Bischel is stick checked by Steinke, and that's a nice job up front.
It's going to be a hooking penalty to the Wings. I think it's going to be Steinke on that one.
Wow. Not going to argue that. No. Now it's going to be Ellings with it as Limesand heads to the bench. Ellings will turn this one up ice. Forced away to the left side. Now Mortensen. He has Gay going to the net. Gay wants more. Oh.
He didn't know it was a delay penalty.
Yeah, he didn't know. Oops.
Well, you have to, boy, you feel sorry for Keeble back on that one. He thought he had a clear path into Carson Limesand, but unfortunately once he gained possession, but it is going to be just a hook, and I think it is going to be Steinke.
One of those buddies went over and said, it was a delayed penalty, buddy. He's like, oh.
Dang it.
Yeah, all right.
No, but you know that Benilde has some confidence when it's Schweitzer and Callahan getting in deep in the zone with a give and go. You know, when you have your defensive pairing going in to get put some pressure on the goaltender, you know the team's playing with confidence. The good part about it is the forwards are coming back to cover when they do that. So Benilde firing on all cylinders today.
There's a chance in front, and now there's one player short. 1:49 to go on the next power play, 6:53 to go.
See if we can get James Callahan that one big shot to round out his day today.
Backdoor for Mortensen. From the corner now he looks up to Callahan, gets it there. Callahan surveys the scene. Now Schweitzer, that's deflected off his stick to the low slot area. Callahan gloves it down. Looked for Schweitzer instead, Rister. That's blocked. Lots of traffic on the way through by the Wings. 6:20 to go in the period, 1:12 to go in the power play.
Well, and I've been throwing out a lot of compliments today, and deservedly so, but it's been probably the best showing I've seen of Nate Schweitzer, the stalwart defender back for this Red Knights. He's really taking control of this game and really dictating the pace and how they come up the ice, doing a lot of good things today.
Foley, swing and a miss.
She's just kidding.
Just want to see if they're looking. Callahan, Rister, that's into traffic again in front. They battle, and Gay gets stood up and gets a little catch there by the official.
A little assist from the man in stripes with the band. But again, until you have to play till the whistle blows, and have Benilde St. Margaret's couple forwards down low, taking some liberties until the whistle. Just we're going to get Steinke out of the box probably at the drop of the puck. So we'll be back to 5-on-5. Just a shade over 5 minutes to go in regulation time in this third period. Benilde up by 8.
The Hawks are at full strength. The Wings are at full strength.
Did he say Hawks?
He did. It's okay.
Me and him are going to get along just fine.
I mean, you guys are two peas in a pod.
We'll have to exchange emails or something.
That's fantastic. That's great. But you know,
Coach Rooney.
Oh, Bill Rooney, if you're watching this, he's dying
I hope
right
he
now.
Smiles.
Oh God, that's great. Oh, he always does smile. He's a beauty. Mortensen. Back in behind now. Wings transition to the left wing side. Northrup is there. He finds his man on the move. Wiesjohn leaves off to the right wing side. Snapper save Limesand. Bidding to down goes Foley.
Okay.
That was a trip.
Well, I know I have to practice what I preach, because I say an infraction is an infraction regardless of the situation. But, you know, the Wings are it's hard to keep the energy level up when you keep running to the box. But, again, you have to take particular care of your stick, and that's just a prime example of that. But 3:53 and counting, so Benil back on the power play.
Jacob Voorhees now in the box.
It's good to see Callahan out of the ice.
Danny Charleston's team is about to fall to 4-3 on the season, and the Red Knights to 4-2-1.
4-4.
I've got them at 4-3, 4-4.
4-3 coming in.
Okay.
They dropped their first one of the season.
They're about to even it up at 4-4.
Yes, indeed.
I'm just like you and the public address guy now. We're all even.
I should quit showing up. I'm detrimental to the broadcast.
Absolutely scrappy. Geertsen across the line plays this back in behind. Will Thompson is there. You know, we're going to be off on Sunday and Monday. It's going to feel like a virtual vacation, you know, and then, well, you're off until Thursday, aren't you?
No, not at all. Well, yeah, as far as this.
Thursday.
I thought you meant my other job. I got excited for a second.
Oh, who cares about that?
Me.
Callahan.
About 5,000 people.
You do a great job. You're a legend at what you do. You've been in the auto industry forever and a management position. Of course, with the Luther Automotive.
Right. I've managed to survive. Well, that's a great group.
And, you know, the funny thing is there's not a check in the mail for that either.
No, I appreciate that. I'm unsolicited. We'll have to get you some Christmas cookies on the way out.
I've watched you bust your tail for years doing what you do, Bart, and you've been unflappable in your work, and you were elevated to what would we say,
an adult's job.
Well, you're in the big office. How's that?
Yeah.
And nobody more deserving than you, so congrats, buddy.
Kind of you to say.
Deflected up off the netting.
Yeah, we're just a shade over 2 minutes ago, and there's 24 seconds left and counting on the penalty to Voorhees.
If you're Ken Pauley, where are you at with your squad right now? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good, but again, we all knew that they could play this kind of this brand, and today isn't perfect. They're up by 8 and haven't given up a goal, but they haven't been perfect tonight. But they've been very good, and what I think the challenge in front of Coach Pauley is just keep the structure, keep the mindset, and sustain this and carry it through to the next contest.
I think the message was simple in our podcast. It was to simplify and get to the things that they need to do to be successful. And I think they certainly did do just that.
Well, that's what good coaches can do. They can make adjustments, they can identify things, and they can have it move forward. But I just love the energy from Benilde. Right out of the get-go, they came out and they put pressure on right away, and they've sustained it pretty much throughout the whole course of the game. So a lot of encouraging things that we're seeing today. But again, it all comes down to being able to sustain that through the next game and then the game after that.
So Marshall tried to go through the legs, and then as he did, he got absolutely developed there by Ben Anderson, who said, "You're not pulling that." And then that turnover brings it back here into the Red Knight zone. Like, with Warnert flowing over his way across the line. Like is watched on the play by Joe Potter. Now it's going to be Marshall with it from the right wing. Snapper in on goal. And Bishop with the stick in there, and they give him the old house you going, and now a slash.
Well, obviously a little bit of frustration being down by 8.
Bishop.
Well, boy, he's been involved today, I will say that. But Marshall came in with speed, left-handed shot, right side. Got to that dot and put a pretty good shot on goal. But Owen Reeve came out with confidence, corralled that puck near a rebound. They should just let this thing tick off. Just take your time getting to the box. Bishop. I don't think Bishop really understood that maybe it was his infraction, but it'll only go into the books as a penalty, but we're winding down.
It's great at the end of the game there. You saw Reeve and Marshall chill and hang out and pat each other there and say nice work, nice effort. And Reeve was really good in goal. He had a lot of stuff that he had to deal with there.
And from really weird angles and everything. But I know that the Red Knights respect the Wings after this game just with their work ethic. But you really have to feel pretty good about the way the Red Knights showed up. Afternoon games sometimes can be a little bit different as far as routine and all that. But I think they came up, showed up to play, and they played 3 solid periods. Not perfect. You still have some things to work on, but certainly a nice building block moving forward for Coach Pauley.
Up next will be at Rogers for the Wings on Thursday, then Saturday against Dave Bachman's Hopkins Royals. And then for the Benilde St. Margaret's Red Knights, a couple of games remaining this week as well. They will be headed to Wayzata on Thursday at 7 p.m., and then they'll be at the American Family Insurance Catholic Boys Hockey Showcase, the Trier Rink at 4:30, streaming live and online here at the MNHockey.tv. For our camera operator Todd Grover and Bart Archer, I'm Pete Wagner. Enjoy your 5 days off of no announcing. Gargle, and we'll be chatting soon.
I'll be fine.
The final score is the Red Knights 8 and the Wings 0. So long, everybody.